Welcome. Hi, this is Carol from Skill Check. And today I'm going to be talking about climbing the self-storage ladder. And I know that's not always easy for sure. And it kind of depends on where you're at, whether where you're at in your employment, in the hierarchy of that within a company, and the size of the company. That sure makes a whole lot of difference. But there is a hierarchy in a company. And this will really dramatically be different from a small storage operator to one of the big REITs. And I think there are challenges on each side. If you have a very small storage operator, it may be difficult to move anywhere. They have a small one in Poto, Oklahoma, and you're kind of just stuck there. Then you have to make a decision. What do I want to do differently? And, am I willing to move? Am I willing to, take on more responsibility in a bigger store? And if you're thinking I'm with a REIT and I'm sort of stuck in this situation where I'm only a manager, I'd say start getting education. Find a way to really move on and let people know that you want to move up, because that career advancement through promotions, there are some. There definitely are those opportunities available, but you need to determine, is my company have these things, do these advancement opportunities? Do they have those? Because not every company does. And you have to realize that, I may have to move somewhere else to be able to move up to where I want to do something different or more challenging or just more fun. I don't know. Maybe not so hard in some ways for some of you, but education is extremely important. And the more you know about self-storage, the more valuable you are. And I really mean, the hard part about self-storage is sometimes people have said, oh yeah, I've done this for 30 years, but they've been at the same store for 30 years. And that's not really that's sort of 30 years of that experience year after year of the same thing. I feel so lucky because I've had an opportunity to work in lots of different environments in self-storage, whether container storage, I've done storage properties, high rise, just all kind, but out of caves in Hawaii. So there's so many different ways that I have been able to apply my storage knowledge, but it is going to make you valuable. Just the more training that you get, the more information, the more education in general. So think about also communicating your ambition, because if you sit there and say to yourself, well, gosh, I wonder why I never get moved up, or I never why this happens or that happens, you need to be vocal about it, because your ambitions in your own mind, that doesn't translate to your owner or operator. But if you have a desire to grow within the company, you have to let someone know. And just by thinking, oh, I'm going to keep this clean and organized and everything great and really, make tons of money at this store, but you still have to tell someone, if there is an opportunity, I'd like to move up. But be ready to take that position with that positive attitude and that desire for more responsibility. Because really, when you're sometimes I love just running the store because it's familiar. It's what I love to do. And I've had managers that have actually moved up to supervisory positions and have said, hey, I'd like to just run the store. That's where they were happiest. They loved the customers. They loved the continuity of running that store day to day, and also the continuity of it, but also, every day is a little bit different. But they found that the traveling around you have to do with the storage properties and stuff can be a lot depending on what company you're with. Even my company, I've had stores all over. So I was in, I know this sounds like torture, Hawaii every month. But again, I had multiple stores there. So I had to be there every month. And at first it's like, I'm going to Hawaii. And then after it's like, oh, geez, it's going to be so humid there. I had all those feelings. But when you think about this, communicate what you want and be vocal about it, and be ready to take that position on with that positive attitude and the desire to take on more responsibility. Because you do have to, even with my kids, I'm like, if you want this opportunity, you have to be willing to give more too. Be sure that you work on enhancing also your storage knowledge, because that knowledge is going to be really key. You don't want to just think, I've got this store's knowledge for 30 years or 10 years, the same store that I have. You really have to have good communication skills and a lot of knowledge about self-storage to be able to manage multiple locations. Make yourself valuable. I think you want to improve your storage knowledge and make sure that you are very indispensable to the owner and to the property itself and to what you're doing. And that may mean that you also commit to attending storage conferences and any kind of training that you can get. And just even like listening to this is so important to get out there and try to listen and learn and grow and think about how you're going to make yourself more valuable. And another way is work your plan. Have a plan. Say, you know what, within the next year, I want to be, moving on to this or doing that. Right? And that may mean you have to send out resumes. That may mean you have to attend some shows and talk to different people, then see if they've got positions opening up. So you want to constantly think about how you're going to make yourself more valuable so people want you. And volunteer to do marketing, training, operations manuals, updates, things like that. Within your company, do offer more and be there. Be there to help and to make yourself, again, more valuable to your company. The other thing is critical is working on just your self-improvement of reading, practicing what you do and saying, you know what, because I've had some managers like, oh, we only have, we want to have first of the month. Well, if you have a first of the month system and you have 2,000 units, you will you will drive yourself nuts. So you have to look at different perspectives and learn. Get out there and read and practice what you do. I wrote a book on auditing. If you want to be a supervisor, read a book like this. Learn how to audit, learn how people steal, find ways that you can improve that skill, because if you want to be a supervisor, you have to know things like this to be able to find out, if everything's being accounted for properly. So you have to, be out there and put yourself out there and learn things like that. Also, if you learn to participate and volunteer with your state's association, it's going to really help you also. I know even with Arizona Association, California I've been involved with, I've a variety of different states, but again, I think if you get involved with those associations, it's really going to help you grow, and you're going to meet new people and meet friends, and it's just going to be really a whole lot of fun, actually. So think about education and your contacts. Start again with the National Self-Storage Association, and I know it can be expensive to be a part of all these associations, but you are investing in your education with these contacts and going to these association meetings and the state associations. Well, the national does a lot of state association meetings also, and there are state associations that are very valuable and they give you local contacts. Because if you want to stay, hey, if you want to stay in Texas, go to the Texas Self-Storage Association stuff. Also think about just learning everything you can. Inside Self-Storage has lots of things to learn, and they have great websites. So all of these things, the National Storage Association, your state, and Inside Self-Storage have lots of things that can help you really grow and improve. Well, thank you so much for listening. Again, my name's Carol Mixon from SkillCheck, and please subscribe, like, share. I'd appreciate that. And think about this. Call me and let me know, or text me or email me, however, and tell me a topic you'd like me to cover, because I'm happy to do so, and it would be fun, and I'll include your name too. Anyway, thank you for listening and happy renting. Have a nice day.